So on the last video, I asked you guys to guess what my latest poll was without cheating, without skipping ahead to actually see who it was. And I gave you guys the hint that it was a pro for me. And then all of a sudden, a ton of you guys, and I mean a ton, the majority of the comments went ahead and guessed it right, saying Cedric Alexander, which was of course the correct answer. And I'm like, there's no way that all these people, all of you guys, went ahead and correctly guessed it. And then somebody in the comment section was like, oh, it's Cedric Alexander, but just like everybody else, I went ahead and cheated. So at least, you know, he was honest here. But as promised, the first guy to get it right was going to get their comment featured on the video, and here you go, Dipper Pines was the first guy to guess Cedric Alexander, so congrats to you. And as far as future guessing games go, I might have to do them on Twitter instead prior to the video coming out, that way there is no way of skipping ahead and actually seeing who it is. So let's get started with the video. So we've got the Road to Glory going on for the Hardy Boys, both Matt and Jeff. And first thing I noticed right off the bat is that the top card, actually both Matt and Jeff, require 270 points each compared to Brock Lesnar, the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, where Brock required 290 points. Now, while that's 20 points less, there's of course two of these cards. So I was interested in, comparing this Road to Glory since it features two event cards on top of a normal WrestleMania 33 card compared to a normal Road to Glory. So I used the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory to compare to. So went ahead, added up the points, but prior to doing that, I did notice that they took out the Epic card from this Road to Glory and we start off on the Legendary card. But the thing is, the Epic card was 10 points, and the Legendary card in the previous Road to Glory, the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, was 10 points less than it currently is. So pretty much they took out the Epic card, but they took those 10 points and added it on to the Legendary card, so it's pretty much the same thing there. So don't think that just because they took out the Epic card that it's any quicker to get by the first couple of cards in this Road to Glory. Because actually the Legendary card in the last Road to Glory required only 15 points, while this one requires 25 points. So as you can see, while they took out the Epic card, it's going to take you the exact same time to reach the Survivor card. And actually in this case, when it comes to the Epic and Legendary card, it's actually better for the lower tier players the way it was for the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, because for the same 35 points, you got an Epic card and also a Legendary card. In this case, for 35 points, you're just getting a Legendary card. And then as far as the Survivor WrestleMania cards and SummerSlam cards, well, pretty much all the cards except for the event cards and the WrestleMania 33 cards, they require the exact same stats. Now, when it comes to the WrestleMania 33 card, I'm talking about the normal one here, so that was Dean Ambrose in the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, and in this case, we've got, who do we got for the WrestleMania 33 card in this one? I think it's The Miz. Yeah, it's The Miz. And when we look at The Miz in this Road to Glory compared to the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, who had Dean Ambrose as the 33 card, The Miz only requires 230 points compared to Dean Ambrose 240. But what you probably want to know is, in total, overall, is this Road to Glory a longer road than the last one? So here's the totals. The Brock Lesnar Road to Glory requires 1,325 total points to finish the entire thing, to get to the very end and get that Brock Lesnar card and everything else that preceded it. When it comes to the Hardys Road to Glory, including both Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, you need a total of 1,565 points to get all the cards, including Matt and Jeff. So yes, in total, this Road to Glory is a longer road. This one requires 240 points more to complete compared to the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, which is pretty much the equivalent of a normal WrestleMania 33 card added to the event, except you're getting a second event card instead. And if you already got both Matt and Jeff, that's a second event pro that you're getting out of this, and that's 2 event pros in the time it would usually take to only get 1. Well, actually, maybe slightly more time since, you've got some extra points that you've got to get there, but it's not that much. And if you really want to compare Road to Glories equally, well, look at it this way. The Brock Lesnar RTG gives you 1 event card. So let's say you just want to get 1 event card out of this one as well. Let's say you just got Matt, so you're just going to get Matt out of this one. Or maybe you got Matt and Jeff, but in this Road to Glory, you just want to get Matt Pro. Well, in that case, then you've actually got a shorter road to go, because then that's 270 points that you don't need to get. And in that case, it takes down the total amount of points for this Road to Glory to 1,295, which is 30 less points than the Brock Lesnar Road to Glory, and you're still getting an Event Pro out of it. So I'd say overall, it's a decent deal, especially if you were in the Ultimate tier in Ring Domination, because you were able to get your very first WrestleMania 33 event card this time around, Matt Hardy, and now you're going to be able to pro him in the Road to Glory that's actually slightly shorter than the typical Road to Glory if you're just getting Matt Pro and not Jeff. And for us, who are planning to go for both cards to get both Matt and Jeff Pro, well, yeah, we've got to go through a longer Road to Glory, 240 extra points, but at the same time, we're getting 2 event pros out of this. And when you look at how the Ring Domination was set up, we didn't have to go through an Ultimate card, which we usually do if we're in the WrestleMania 33 tier. Usually it's the Ultimate card, and then the WrestleMania 33 card, and then the WrestleMania 33 event. In that case, we went straight from the WrestleMania 33 card to both event cards. Now, while this Road to Glory does require more points, and it's a longer road when we just look at the numbers, this isn't the Royal Rumble, so it's not just about the numbers, it's also about the matches or the bouts themselves, if they've changed anything when it comes to how hard they are towards the end. Because they have done that in the past. There was one Road to Glory, I can't quite recall which one it was exactly, it might have been a Bret Hart Road to Glory, I think it was, where it was a lot harder than the typical Road to Glory. People were like, yo, what's going on? This isn't normal. And then they went back to, in the next Road to Glory, went back to how it was before. But for that Road to Glory, it was incredibly hard to get through the last couple of matches. People were running into the wall much sooner than usual. So in this case, while numbers-wise, yes, it does look like the longer road, they might have adjusted how difficult it is, maybe made it easier towards the last couple of matches to where you run into the wall later than you usually do. And in that case, then maybe it doesn't end up being a longer Road to Glory because you can go through more 5+ matches or 10+ matches depending on whether or not you're using title matches. And vice versa, they could have made the matches harder towards the end. I personally haven't gone there, so I couldn't tell you my experience, because I started playing Road to Glory late here because they actually went back to the old start time. But if you were to ask me whether I think the matches are going to be harder or not, I think it's going to be the same. And assuming it's going to be the same, then yeah, you're in for a couple of more points that you need to get. Now, speaking of these cards, Matt and Jeff, specifically Matt though, because I haven't seen the Jeff Hardy card use his finisher yet. So actually, let me ask you guys who have used Jeff Hardy, or have had somebody use their Jeff Hardy card against you, does Jeff Hardy have his Swanton Bomb animation? Because last time I checked, Matt Hardy doesn't have his Twist of Fate animation, so it'd be weird if Jeff has his Swanton Bomb animation, which I'm thinking would be a Twist of Fate followed by a Swanton Bomb, but Matt doesn't have just a Twist of Fate. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna get the finish animation sometime soon with an update, or maybe he already got the updates by the time this video goes up, but I just found it surprising that he doesn't already have the Twist of Fate animation. Anyways, speaking of Matt Hardy, the glitch still here. I actually got this message from, let me pull this up here, ILoveMahCombos Minecraft. He sent me this titled Glitch, and it was a screenshot of, I'm thinking this is him, getting 2 Matt Hardy cards out of Ring Domination. Now, this is interesting here because this is a bit different than the way the last guy got his second card. Because from my understanding, from what I read, one of the people that got Pro Brock Lesnar prior to being able to get Pro Brock Lesnar, prior to the majority of the people being able to Pro Brock from Road to Glory, he went ahead, got Brock from Ring Domination the typical way, and then afterwards, once he got back to playing the game, he went to My Cards and all of a sudden found a second Brock Lesnar card in there. He didn't get 2 straight away from Ring Domination, but in this case, as you can see right here, he went ahead and got 2 Matt Hardys out of the Ring Domination given to him right away. He didn't just get one and then a second one pops up in My Cards. And I'm looking at this guy's tier. As you can see at the bottom, it says, based on rank tier, Ultimate Plus. Yo, you are lucky, man, because you can take the weekend off, man. You don't need to go through Road to Glory. You're in the Ultimate Plus tier. So, you know, I'm sure you would have ran into the wall, you know, prior to getting to Matt Hardy. So for you to get 2 Matt Hardy cards right off the bat, if I was you, I would have just taken the weekend off. No need to play Road to Glory. I've got my Pro Matt already. I'm good to go. But yeah, as you can see, the glitch is still going on, and at least one person has 2 Matt Hardy cards out of Ring Domination. And also, it's just confusing. It really is confusing, because the first one we saw is somebody with 2 HBK Pros, meaning he got 2 extra event cards, not just 1. And then when it comes to Brock Lesnar, we saw 2 people with an extra Brock Lesnar card out of Ring Domination. And one of them, Kevin, who went ahead and reached out, he commented on the video. I even, I spoke to him in the King of the Ring. You guys saw the videos. He, from my understanding, he went ahead, got Brock Lesnar from Ring Domination, as, every one of us would usually get. And then I think he said he went away from the game, he opened the game back up, went to My Cards, and then he found an extra Brock Lesnar in his My Cards section. But here in this case with the Matt Hardy card, this guy in Ring Domination straight away got 2 Matt Hardy cards awarded to him once he went ahead and completed the card. So the weirdest thing about this glitch is the lack of consistency, with some people getting more cards or more duplicates than others, and others getting them in different ways. So, I don't know what's going on. I'm probably gonna message this guy back after I post this video up, but right now it's just really confusing. But anyways, going back to the SmackDown main event, I was way off on that. I thought Sami Zayn was gonna win. I was like, Sami wins, and if it's not Sami, it's Dolph. But then I was like, Dolph has this feud with Nakamura, so chances are Dolph's gonna have a match, or he's gonna be busy with Nakamura at the next pay-per-view Backlash. And then Jinder Mahal wins the match. So it looks like they're giving him a huge push. And at first I was like, it's weird, the match itself is weird, because they've got guys like Jinder and Eric Rowan in there. A little that I know, the reason why Jinder's in there is so he can win the actual match. So yeah, he's getting a big push on SmackDown. Did not expect that at all. I thought he'd be in the same spot he was on Raw and SmackDown, but just getting, a good amount of airtime. And also looks like he's going to be leading a brand new heel faction with the Bollywood Boys, since they went ahead and helped him win the match by costing Sami the match when they grabbed his legs. The only thing is, it's a weird fit. I don't know how it's going to look, because the Bollywood Boys, they were part of the Cruiserweight Classic, and they had this dancing gimmick, and on top of, now of course, when it comes to the dancing gimmick, of course, they're going to ditch that. They probably already ditched it once they helped them out here. But also, they're on the smaller side, and it's weird for, heels to be on the smaller side, since the smaller guys are usually the underdogs, so they're usually the faces. But in this case, whenever they're in the match, pretty much, I think in every case on SmackDown, except against, well no, even Ellsworth I think is bigger than them, so in every case, the faces are they're pretty much gonna be in the underdog position, because they're outsized by everybody else on the SmackDown roster. But, we still haven't seen, how it's gonna work out. They're probably, gonna be cowardly heels, because that's pretty much the only role they could play in this situation as heels, because they can't, because of their size, they can't be, physically dominant heels. But yeah, let's see how it turns out. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Jinder here, and with the stable as well. And I'm all for building new main event stars, man, that we haven't seen before, not the same old faces in that main event scene. And even though Sami Zayn winning would have been interesting, and Randy versus Sami matches could have been great matches, let's be real here. At this point in time with Randy as the champion, for those of you who, wanted to see Sami win and then move on to face off against Randy, for him to hopefully win the title, chances are Randy was going to win those matches anyways and retain the championship. So for those who want to see Sami win the WWE Championship, his chances would be higher at a different time, I feel, when the champion is a heel. Maybe Kevin Owens wins the WWE Championship, and then Sami Zayn challenges for the title. Then I could possibly see Sami winning the championship, maybe. But as far as Sami's chances against Randy, I don't see them being too high. This was completely unpredictable, and you know what? I like it that way. I like it when things are unpredictable, you don't know what can happen, and I like that they're trying to bring new stars into the main event, and I want to see how Jinder performs in the main event, and even Even though I don't think he's going to win the title off of Randy, depending on how the actual championship match goes, how he performs in the match, how he performs on the mic, and what happens with him after the title match with Randy, we could be looking at a new main event guy on SmackDown, and that adds variety to the main event scene on SmackDown, and I'm all for variety. So that is pretty much it for that. Nobody hindered Jinder in that 6-pack challenge. I'm looking forward to SmackDown Live next week to see what he does, what he's got to say, and how the Bollywood boys are, going to be involved in this too. Anyways, I've got a Road to Glory to continue playing, and also a King of the Ring that I gotta keep on energizing in. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can click the like button down below. Let's get this one to over 250 likes. And with that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.